Nintendo Shack is back. Welcome to another episode of PSVG's Nintendo Shack. I am Jason Lacey. Before we start the show, I have to mention that we're powered by a few awesome people on patreon.com/PSVG. Cole Tulk, Edwin Kahlo, Devin Tice, Kevin Austin, Chris M, Kyle Heyman, Joel Voss, a.k.a. Professor Switch, Josh Bodie, a.k.a. Bonesaw. Thank you all, because we couldn't do it without you, and we love you all. So, let us start another episode of the Nintendo Shack. If you've been joining us live, it's been fun, hasn't it, kids? We'll get to that in a bit. The whole gang's here, and we even brought along some Canadian help. Caro, hello.
Hi, I'm not the Canadian help, though.
But you're not.
I don't know. It just went to me immediately.
Because you always go to you first.
Hi. Are we finally here?
Don't jinx it. Your internet will crash again.
Knock on wood.
Donnie, are you okay? Are you still here? Are you?
Greetings, Koopalings.
Discord sucks. Poor Donnie.
I don't know if it comes up on stream, but in here in our chat, you can see Donnie's name is now F Discord.
I don't think I've ever seen Donnie this mad.
It's just I have a really long day tomorrow. I was hoping to be done by now and editing and ready, and nope.
You just need a big cuddle from your Kirby kitten.
Nope. That's not going to do anything. Nope.
It will.
And a long time ago, before I got fired from If You're in Nintendo, I did a podcast with Sean Capri, and he's here tonight too.
It was better then. I'm happy to be here. I thought you were going to throw it to me when you're talking about something about Canada, and my mic was off because I was typing on my mechanical keyboard, and I know this isn't flux-deposed, so I didn't want to have the tappity tap tap tap. So Donnie, don't even worry about it, man. I know there's a lot of technical issues tonight. It's actually kind of a comedy of errors, but I am stoked to be here. This is like probably 3 years in the making. I don't know how long this podcast has been going on, but I should have been on this podcast a long time ago. I'm here. You can just take it easy, make sure this ship is going in the direction that you want it to, but otherwise, I'm ready to fill in, man. I'm here to help. Happy to be here. Hi, Carol.
Hi.
Hi. I like the video setup as well. We kind of got like a Brady Bunch kind of thing going on over here. So
yeah,
it's pretty sweet.
It's fun before.
Yeah, Jason's above me, so I can just wave up there. Buddy. Yeah, hey. That's cool.
That's cute.
See? It's all good.
Jason, all the way a high five. Yep.
Did you nail it? Totally nail it.
It's not that way for me. It's completely different for me.
Nobody does anything to Carol. That's
left corner over here. So.
This makes for good audio, I'm sure.
Sorry, I brought it up. I know we were going to stay on it for so long.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Thanks for having me.
Hey, I'll tell you what. This makes me feel so much better about my own show because every week we always have problems with Flextipo. So now when another podcast just inherits that little gremlin in the internet, it makes me feel good. Mm-hmm.
Much
like Halle Berry.
It's a demon.
Make me feel good. So, guys, should we do a little? You want to do a little what you plan? Get it out of the way.
Okay, go.
A little because it is a little for me.
I just played Smash Bros. That's all. Okay, done. Yep. Next.
Done.
Same. Donnie originally was letting me do bragging rights before my internet just decided to crash while I was going on my monologue. But I got all 1,302 spirits that are currently on Smash Brothers because as of this past weekend spirit event, there are 1,302. And it's a living spirit dex because I went through World of Light and beat it again.
I don't know how to feel about that.
It's insane. She's beaten it twice.
That is crazy.
I'm just a little bit bored.
I don't know how you can play World of Light that much because, man, I played
Dude,
I can do
what you played the first
4
time,
or 5,
though,
and I'm I feel like I'm just beating my head against the wall doing the same thing.
The second time around is so easy. It's just.
That can't possibly be true.
No, it is because you have all of your spirits, and all of your spirits are extremely leveled if you've been doing it right. And so you just go through and wreck legends. You just kill everything first time.
I think what the game is telling you is to go play online now, Caroline.
Nah, I ain't that good.
Nah. You just keep beating up spirits, though, over and over again.
No.
I'm your final boss, Carol.
I've got 5 music tracks left and 15 challenges.
Okay.
Most of them are online. I'm done.
Congratulations on getting every spirit.
Thank you.
That's
I
a big
started
deal.
Katamari Damacy reroll on stream yesterday, but I didn't play it today. And it looks phenomenal, by the way. Like, I mean, everything got a resolution bump, but it's still kind of the original polygons, which actually were not that bad, apparently, because...
Yeah, when I saw the comparisons, it looks brighter.
Yeah, it's a very stylized game, so that helps.
But it kind of still looks like it did.
I forgot how
look
freaking crazy that game is, though. That game is just like somebody was on acid. Somebody was on acid.
Sean, what are you playing?
I'm playing a game called Watch Mario 64 on YouTube with the Chromecast. hey Google, play Mario 64 from YouTube on that.
Not that again.
Mario.
Go. That's what
Do
it's
you
all
watch
about.
Cheese?
I don't know who it is. It's like somebody's running through like a 120 star playthrough.
Yeah.
And there's like some static that happens at about 4 minutes in. You got to fast forward and it's all fine.
Do you give your son a controller so he can?
Well, you've seen me, and every time you talk about you playing Starlink or trying to play Starlink, I feel like it's the exact opposite situation at my house, where there's a picture of me playing Starlink, got the whole like controller set up, and Link is kind of sitting beside me, and I'm like, I just kind of sit. You can kind of see, like, I just kind of sit off to the side. It's really bad for my spine and my lumbar, I think. But I just kind of sit off to the side, but it looks like I'm keeping it away from him. But recently, I have been doing that. Because he tries to grab the controller and he just hits pause all the time. He's like, "Oh, this button goes to the home screen." Awesome. Like, he's one flip away from deleting a game. He's just like home, menu, delete, and that's our experience.
Wait until he's old enough to realize exactly how to delete a game and does it, because that's happening. That will happen at some point.
I know. Well, he's a Capri, and my brother.
Made me brush my teeth, Dad. I'll see you in hell.
I know. I'll just knock out those brittle little teeth because he's not doing that either. So, son of a gun. But he's a Capri, so he's bound to crash his car when he turns 16, and he's definitely bound to delete a Zelda save or two. So that's why we weren't able, when we were growing up, we were over at neighbor Matt's house, and my younger brother kept deleting saves. And they're like, guess what? No Zelda for you. You can't play Zelda.
You're not allowed to play Zelda anymore. I like
stupid
that.
Younger brother. Yep. It is a good rule. Can't touch those golden carts. So yeah, not playing too much.
Oh my gosh, I would die.
Thank Reggie for the cloud saves. Okay, I guess it's my turn now.
Your turn.
As the one member in this quartet that I feel like's been playing more than one game,
I've played 2 in the past month.
That's true. There you go. Yeah. Jason, I finished Diablo.
Oh,
I made it through. I didn't forget his name now.
You finished the Final Testament, huh?
Yeah, Final Testament. Testament 5. Pandemonium and all that. It's really cool. The final run is neat, like battling all the angels and demons and going through like the heavens with the marble floors and hell and all that. It's nuts. Had a lot of fun. As I did tell Grouchy Surge in the Discord, I was ready for it to be over. By the time I got to the end, I was like, okay, I've played a lot of this at this point, for me anyway. I think I clocked in around 30 hours, something like that.
Nice.
So I don't know how that relates to other people. I just played it on, I don't know, whatever it comes out of the box with, normal, medium, whatever.
Actually, that sound bad.
Stock, standard. And then I moved to the Messenger.
I've never heard anybody say it like that before. That's awesome.
Whatever it comes out of the box.
Whatever it comes out of the box.
Whatever comes out of the box. That's what I put it on. I just hit start and kept playing.
First gear, whatever.
I never got the
factory setting reset.
It dawned on me today as I was coming to do the notes that I never like figured out what an amiibo did, nor did I ever like look for Ganon's armor.
The amiibo like summon the monsters that you kill for loot, if I remember right.
Yeah, that sounds awful. Okay. So yeah, fun game, really good.
I owned that Diablo amiibo in a box.
That's a waste.
Yeah, I know. It's not even like the legit amiibo box either.
You gotta play the game. Why do you own the amiibo if you never play a game?
Because it's amiibo.
That's sad.
Just like the NES controllers that are in the box.
Yeah, they're in the box too. I don't
Also
think I've
sad.
taken them out.
Oh, wait a minute. Can I go again? Can I have it go again? Turn
Now you're done.
Donnie?
You're done.
Yeah.
No,
Doesn't
I want
work
to go
like
again.
this.
I want to go again because that's something better. I forgot. Donnie, I want to thank you for helping me because I don't know if this is incriminating you or not. You point me in the right direction to do something somewhat illegal, I think.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, no, I know what you're talking
I
about.
modded my Super Nintendo Classic Edition, and I loaded up with a whole bunch of new games. And man, that thing is actually worth playing now.
Yeah.
I mean, it was worth playing before, but I got my fill with it. But now, like that thing is banging.
How many
I
games
tell you
you got?
guys, I didn't go crazy with it, but like I still have like the old folder from like way back in the day. It has survived like going from PC to laptop back to another laptop to another laptop. Like I still have the original folder from like the 1998 ZSNES or ZSNES emulator.
Oh,
I gotta translate. And so I still had a whole bunch of those games, and they just popped right over and
Snake Rattle and Roll. Oh, wait, that was NES game.
I don't know if I
that
have
was
that
an
one.
NES game, I
I have
believe.
like Tactics Ogre and things like that. Some of them didn't work. It said I got to install like a new emulator. Donnie, I don't know if you've seen any of those errors. Like some of the ROMs just didn't.
All of
work.
my
So-
ROMs that I put on mine are modern, like they're current new
Oh,
stuff,
okay.
so they all ran. I wouldn't imagine you had to do. I'm running all kinds of stuff on mine, as Jason and Caroline already know. I've got like I've got a homebrew like custom NCAA football game that somebody made out of
Yes!
Super Bowl.
Oh my gosh.
Super
Oh, I
Techno Bowl.
saw those. Yes, as I was going through. That's awesome.
I have a like a fan translated Clock Tower SNES from Japan that
that's
I tried to
super
play.
cool.
Yeah, I've got all kinds of stuff on mine. I think about 100 games.
I want you to
That's
get
awesome.
the Satellaview Zelda games.
Do you guys know?
People have made them. People have made the permanent versions, if you will.
Did I hear that it plays PlayStation games as well? Like
I
I
was
heard
just
that
about
it
to
plays
say,
them better.
You can play PlayStation games on it as well. You can play
Can
a
you
lot
do
of
both?
games on
Like,
it.
do I have to
N64
wipe it
games.
before I do PlayStation, or can they coexist?
They can
Oh my
coexist.
god, I didn't know that.
Crazy. Oh my god, what a joke that PlayStation thing is. They try and get in here and
So
their
bad.
classic. Oh,
That
so
classic
bad.
is so bad.
Get out of the show.
I was
PlayStation.
watching so many people like on Twitter, just completely tangent. Sean Capri throws in here, but I was watching so many people on Twitter. They're like, "Target's got it marked down to 40."
I
And
know.
and I'm like, and we still don't want
Still
it.
not worth it.
Mhm.
I'll give you $40 to go and make this better. Like, how about we just give you the money, Sony? You go back and make this the way we want you to make it.
So crazy.
Anyway.
No PAL copies and all that garbage.
So UN Squadron is what I was playing. UN
Yo.
Squadron's a game that nobody knows what it is.
I've
I
never played
love.
that
Oh yes, this is the thing. This is like because I don't play nearly as much Nintendo as pretty much anybody with on a Nintendo podcast. But the fact that I even know what this game is and I've played the crap out of it, and like my brothers are experts at this game, and it's like super niche, super rare. Nobody knows what it. But if people know what it is, they know that it's an excellent game. UN Squadron is an absolute classic that we always rented.
Does that one
Yeah.
dude's beard actually look like that? One
Yeah.
pilot.
That's
It looks like it's just drawn on with Sharpie.
weird.
And that was it. Like it's from an anime called Area 88, and
Oh,
you can
okay.
get that on. You can get that ROM on Super Nintendo and the Z SNES emulator. So I gotta check that out. But anyways, I got something a little bit better. I've been playing some older games with that.
It's always
Thanks,
fun.
thanks to you. And that was a really good video that you sent. It was
Super
Easy
easy,
enough.
isn't it?
yep. It makes sense too. It's just like I can't believe somebody's put that little thing together.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious the amount of people when I first did it here on Shack, and I was like, "Yep, I hacked mine." So many people were like, "I would, but I'm scared I'm going to break it." And it's like,
I was scared.
there's no reason to be. Once you do it, you're
Well,
like,
the
"There's
way-
no reason
back-
to be scared of
back
this at all."
everything
It's so
everything.
easy.
Google and everything. It's all good.
It's not that hard at all. You back up the kernel, and you're good as new. When I got done with Diablo, I moved on to the Messenger. Jason,
Yes.
I made it to the point where the graphics flipped. So I think in part 2,
Yeah.
but just barely. Like, I think my death count's like in the 30s.
I had a lot of. I'm sure I had a lot of dust too, but that's all
okay.
part of the fun.
It's pretty tough, but not. I agree with you. It's not Hollow Knight tough. I have yet
No.
to feel like I can't do it.
The hardest stuff in that game is optional for my playthrough. Because if you want to get all the little green token
Yes.
coin things, there's like some really hard platforming sequences that require like essentially you had to scale up 2 screens, and there's nothing but enemy fireballs to do it. So you're bouncing off enemies and doing all the chain jumping.
It's
And
crazy.
it's optional. So
The Messenger is a great game. A Game of the Year contender, a great game.
Whoa.
This game
I love that music,
is
too.
amazing. And when it was shown, I mean, we've been talking about it for a year. When it was shown, I've been talking to Jason about it. I'm like, man, it's like this Ninja Gaiden thing. And Jason's like, it's really not. Now I've put my hands on it. I can absolutely say it's really not. It feels accessible. Really feels like Shovel Knight. The amount of Shovel Knight vibes that I have, this game is just, it's from the music to the graphics to the movement. Even like Shovel Knight's got the down B shovel jump. That's really not all that different than the jump, the double jump with the ninja where you hit the enemy and keep going. Like, I feel so much Shovel Knight vibes right now with the Messenger. It's great. It's fantastic.
How has your have you had that point now? Like, because I remember when starting that game out and it teaches you that whole mechanic about the jump slash and then jump again. I was like, this felt terrible. I'm never gonna be able to do that. How am I gonna get through this game with the movement? And then after about an hour, maybe 2, then you're just like, I'd really love to watch a speedrunner do it, because even I can like get flying through levels and you're just chaining off enemies and flying all over the place. It's so much fun. So I wonder if you've hit that point where you're like all of a sudden that finally has clicked and you're able to like experience that.
I still don't feel that. I don't feel like I'm in complete control of that mechanic. I still find it's a little hard to pull off. Like if I got to do it more than 2 or 3 times in a row, like I typically fall. But I do like that I've got the sticky wall power up where you can stick to the walls. So between that and the glider, I also feel like maybe it's not as mandatory as I thought it was when I first started the game. I was like, oh man, because in my mind I was thinking of all these stories you were telling me, like you just got to do this to scale an entire screen. I'm like, I'm never going to be able to do that. And then so far in my playthrough, I really haven't had to. There's been a couple moments where you have to pull the mechanic off, but I've really, you pull it off 2 or 3 times in a row, and the rest of your tools should be able to get you where you need to go. And like you said, in the really hard paths, there's typically like an optional path that's easier. You don't get the reward that's over there, but you can just kind of like skip it, and so that's been helpful too.
Yeah, if you don't want a hundo P, you don't have to worry about it really.
Hashtag Caro game. That's not my game. I'm not about that life.
Completionista.
I did. We put together the Labo, the Labo kit with Jack. I've been posting videos, so we've got the vehicle kit all put together.
Yo, Labo.
It took us like 4 days to put that kit together. It took a long time. It's really neat though. It just kind of drops you in this open world. You're a car. You have to fill up with gas. You drive around. It has a pedal, like it's like a racing wheel. You have a steering wheel with all these levers, pulleys, all this stuff.
Levels, Jerry.
Right? And so it's got like a razor blade on one side. It's got like a gas tank on the other. You can pull for like a rocket boost. It has a pedal. You push the cardboard pedal down. The car goes. You drive. You have to hold down the lever to back up and reverse. You can play golf out there in this open world. You can go submarining through the water. You can fly through the air. It's got all these puzzles and stuff. There are other modes where you can race other cars and set like time trials and stuff like that. It's a stupid game to mess around with. Like it's just like a little open world game where you do dumb like physics stuff with cardboard accessories.
Remind me, is that like big apparatus with the steering wheel and the pedal the only thing in the kit, or
no?
There's like a plane thing too, right?
Yep, there's a plane and a submarine, and each one has its own little so the plane has a joystick and the submarine has like this little
that's right. I remember now.
thing, and they're activated with the use of a key. So you make a key, you put the Joy-Con in the key, and you put the key in the ignition of either one of those things, and that's what appears in the game. You keep doing that.
It's adorable.
It's really good. It's really fun. We've had a blast with it. And the last thing that I played, although I really want to say, like I tried to play, was Lego Supervillains. The Lego DC Supervillains. It crashed on me twice.
Of course it did.
It kind of runs like poo. That's okay, because it was a cheap game. It was a Christmas present, and it's really not for me. It's for my son. But he's like so knee deep in Starlink. I still haven't.
I was saying, is he still playing Starlink?
He's still playing. We bought more ships.
Like, oh my gosh!
Wow.
We're going to talk about it in this eShop spotlight coming up. But that game's on sale right now. You can get the digital version. I think is like $20 right now.
Yeah,
super cheap.
So he got a gift card for Christmas. And we went to Best Buy, and he bought one of those, and I had leftover money, and he wanted another one, so I bought him the other one with my leftovers. So he's got toys at the ending now. He just keeps playing Starlink. And then the last thing I did want to mention, I forgot to write it down, but I've been playing it basically all day today and then most of yesterday. Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Dragon Ball Z Fighters.
I saw that clip.
Dragon Ball Z Fighters is awesome. That's a really fun game. I like that game a lot. The story mode is bogus. Is bonkers. It is so dumb and stupid, and you're like,
as most Dragon Ball stuff these days.
No, way worse than that.
Trust me,
it is so dumb. No, trust me.
I could go on my anime tangent and just say how stupid it is that the current DBZ has blue hair.
It's really not that it's not that far a cry from this story. This story like kicks you off where it's really not all that different than like Spirit Mode. In a lot of ways, they share some similarities. Goku is possessed. So he's locked inside of his body, but you control his body, but he's not as strong, and so is everyone else. And
Makes
then there's
sense.
like these shadow warriors with like different colored eyes you have to go beat to free. It's so dumb. The dumbest part though, I love Jason's face. The dumbest part of the story mode so far though is that the voice acting, so it's Japanese voice acting with English subtitles. That's great. None of the voices match up. None of the original voices, and like so
Of course.
Goku sounds like a little kid. Doesn't even sound like a man. Kind of sounds like a girl. Like, doesn't even sound like a man. He's just like, it's weird. It's really weird in that regard. Like,
Is it the actual like what the because I played it was about a year ago, so I can't remember. But it's the Japanese voice like in the movies right now, like the current.
The Japanese
Because it's an old lady who does Goku
That's
now.
an old lady.
So maybe that's it. Because it sounds like a lady, and so that's like weird for me. Because I'm listening to all these characters, none of them sound like how I would expect any of them to sound.
It's kind of like when you find out that like Bart is voiced by a lady. It's like what?
Yeah, but if
No.
it still sounded like Bart, like that's the thing is that I've watched this show for 20 years.
Fair.
And none of the characters sound like.
I love her
expected.
scream. I just picture this
So-
little old lady, just gentle Japanese woman in a sound booth, just like getting in with her like her cane and everything, just all fragile. And just
How good are the power up grunts and groans? Is there like, do you have a good 5 minutes of?
Oh yeah,
You know, my favorite character, of course, is President. I love
Stuff like that.
It's over 9,000.
I think he might poop.
I had to do it.
So, what's your favorite
Kinda
character,
Hurt my throat a little bit. I got to retire now.
Sean?
Sorry. Oh, my favorite character is President Flim Flam. Of course, everybody knows President Flim Flam right after Garlic Jr. and Dr. Briefs and
What
Mr.
about-
Popo.
Hercule,
Eric,
Earth champion.
Most of those are real, I think.
he's pretty awesome. Anyway, so yeah, the story mode is like completely bogus, but I'm still enjoying it. I went through the training mode. Me and Jack have been playing against each other. The fighting mode, right? Like the gameplay is superb. I'm actually somewhat. I don't want to. It might be the best port I've played on Switch.
Whoa.
Once you get to the fighting game part, so
Pretty
like the
important.
load times aren't bad, the visuals look great. There's nothing there's nothing about the game at all that I would say is bad, like that isn't in the other versions of the other games. Like the port itself is exceptional. It plays like a fighter. It's solid. I love the Marvel Capcom tag team, and it's nuts. You kick people and they fly through mountains and stuff, and it's really fun. It is really
I love
good.
that technology's finally got us to the point in the game that it like perfectly captures the feel and the look of the show.
It's exactly right. It looks just like it. It looks.
And we'll
like the
never
show.
go back.
No.
That's the best
So
part.
good.
Like they will always look just as good as the show, which is nuts.
So I'm really enjoying it, and hopefully I'll provide more updates on it later. But that's it. That's it for me.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad somebody's playing other games. I mean,
I'll get there eventually.
I did see. I was inspired. I saw, Stealth posted on Twitter that he jumped into Dead Cells and put like 20 hours into it, and he actually finished it already. Made it to the game, and I was like, man, I need to finish Dead Cells. But then I had my internet back. I was like, I'm just going to play Smash Brothers because that's all I do. Because I'm glutton for punishment.
Hopping on the people every day.
Nah, I think my record, if you combine all the characters and everything I played, I think I'm at like a 54% win percentage. Is all I'm at online.
Wow.
But you're good.
But I will, in my defense,
when I play someone that's better than me, I keep playing them so I get better too.
Donnie,
Lord.
we have a little news this week.
Yeah, let's get a little news block here.
I'm so good. I play people that beat me all the time.
Well, just wait when I play Joseph Badbit Moran and you will see how
Has that not
good I
happened yet?
am.
I thought that was like last year.
We keep pushing it out for
Okay.
dramatic effect.
It was like a really slow news week, so I was gonna do an eShop spotlight, but I'm not sure if anybody's been checking the drop the last 2 or 3 weeks. It's gross. It's like just bad. There's like the
I don't
highlight
bother.
game this week was like a kickboxing fitness game. So yeah.
Oh,
so,
that fitness boxing thing? That's
Yeah.
finally out?
Girl
Lucas
that-
is going to buy it.
me in silhouette form.
Yeah.
Except much thinner and prettier, I'm sure.
But there is the New Year's
That
sale.
silhouette is gorgeous.
There's the Nintendo's New Year's sale that's going on. There's also a sale at Target and GameStop, which Amazon has matched. So right now you can get Mario Kart, Octopath Traveler, Splatoon, Hyrule Warriors, ARMS for like $42. Online you can get Civ 6 for $45. You can get FIFA for $30. Shovel Knight Treasure Trove is $20. You can just get Shovel Knight for I think like $6. Valkyria Chronicles, the original remaster that I've been talking about for the last 2 or 3 months, is
I
down
have
to
a stupid
15.
question. I have a really dumb, and you guys are the best people to answer this because I'm so stupid. I haven't bought Shovel Knight since the Wii U days.
Ooh, Treasure Trove.
Okay, so is that what that is? And then you get everything.
You get all of it and the stuff that's coming.
So what is okay? So you just named 2 things. I'm okay. So I actually know the answer. I'm just asking for the audience. You know what I mean? But in case people in the audience don't know, like what's the difference?
So you get Shovel Knight the game for $6, or you get Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, which is Shovel Knight, Plague Knight, Spectre Knight, and the forthcoming King of Cards.
And the multiplayer thingy.
And the multiplayer expansion. You get all of it for $20. That's a lot of game for $20. And
That's
it's great.
digital only, though, right?
That's digital. But Treasure Trove is getting a physical release.
It's already got a physical release. I just haven't got it yet.
Okay. I don't know if it
How
already
long
came out
is
yet.
this lasting? Because if I like Valkyria Chronicles 4, which is in my mailbox, by the way, I gotta go pick it up. How long does this last if I want to buy it for $15?
I have no idea how. You mean Valkyria Chronicles?
Yeah, I'm talking about these price points.
I thought you were talking about Shovel Knight.
I wouldn't. Probably not long.
You'll go through Valkyria Chronicles in a week. You play a lot more than I do, so I think you'll crush it in a week or 2.
Okay.
Golf Story's on sale, like you said. Starlink's on, like everything's on sale right now. So everybody that wants, Nintendo eShop sales, there's a great eShop sale going on right now. You can get a lot of good games.
When I saw that promo for the New Year's sale, I was like, "Oh, great! ARMS, Mario Kart, and other games are already all over on sale. Great, thanks Nintendo." And I was like, "Oh, wait, there's actually some decent, third-party and indie digital sales on there." So
just shapes and beats.
Don't pass
good
it off,
stuff, man.
Wander Song, Gunman Clive is $1 again.
Yes.
Yep. Clive.
Bye Box Boy.
Ooh, that needs to come Switch's way already. Come on, what are we waiting for? So, Sean, you hacked your Super Nintendo?
Yeah, man.
Did you know that in Japan, they just passed a law that if you hack your Nintendo Switch, you can go to jail?
No way. Have they really?
They really have.
They send the ninjas after you?
Lawmakers in Japan have pushed forth an amendment to officiate unfair competition prevention law. This amendment specifically has made the modification of video game save data illegal in Japan. So this is it's one that's an interesting headline news story. But really, the only thing I really want to ask is, what do you guys think about this?
It reminds me of, do you remember when you fired up an old VCR VHS and it had that warning and it started like $50,000 fine and 10 years in jail or whatever? You're like, just going to go ahead and hit record on my second VCR that I've got this connected to and put all 3 Star Wars movie on one VHS. I can't record the credits. Too much tape. There's not enough tape for that. But yes, that's what this reminds me of. Like, nobody went to jail for any of that. Not until Napster came out did people go to jail.
I mean, you can't hack your Switch and you can't play your Soldier game console. What are you supposed to do? I mean,
it's kind of interesting because I've always been the thing, like, if I bought the hardware, the device, it's my property, do whatever I want to it. Now, does Nintendo reserve the right to brick my console? Sure. I'm fine with that. But, if I bought the device, if I want to cut it open and put my, if I want to turn it into a Vita emulator, sure, why not? It's weird.
It's one thing. Yeah, I agree with that. It's one thing when people do it, modify games, and like when they go and play Splatoon where they have,
yes,
all the hack crap like that. That stuff sucks. But I mean, if you're just doing it and,
Isn't this just for save data though?
So I think that's kind of like they're in, right? So any modification of any save data, I'm not sure if that would refer to ROMs that contain save data. I would imagine it would. I think that's just kind of like the legalese of getting their record, getting their law in the books.
But
it's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Moving on, very good headline this week. Dr. Sir Cantoto. Do you guys follow him on Twitter?
Mm-mm. But I know who it is.
I think I do.
Yeah, Twitter.
So if you're into the Nintendo stuff and you like getting the news scoop, you should follow him on Twitter. He runs Sircan Games in Japan. Basically, he's a Japanese video game industry consultant. He was in gamesindustry.biz's article this week predicting 2019, and one of his prediction reads, 2019, a Switch Pro has already been reported to be in development by the Wall Street Journal, but I also think Nintendo will offer a Switch Lite just to keep the current version at a lower price to cover the lower end of the spectrum and offset sinking 3DS sales.
Why wouldn't they? I mean,
We've been saying that since it was first rumored.
Kevin goes, if the 3DS isn't dead, what games do you see Nintendo doing on the console this year? So I wanted to kick off this question really kind of, one, I think 3DS is dead. And two, I mean, I just want to ask you guys what you think about it. I think, I'm all in on a Switch Pro. I need a power boost, so I'm all in on that. I'm down for that. But like, I don't think like a Switch Lite comes into play. I think they would cut the model that they currently have. I think it's too overpriced. But it'd be nuts if they did come in, because Michael Pachter, who, Twitter notoriety, I guess, like gamers really have an interesting relationship with him. He said that Nintendo might release a undockable Switch, like a portable only Switch, under like some sort of different SKU. So he was also kind of going that Switch Lite, like a cheaper Switch model, something that Joy-Cons were built in, basically a Vita, Switch Vita. What do you guys think about these different SKUs? People make fun of Nintendo because they did the 3DS, the 2DS, the 2DS XL, the 3DS Lite, like all these different things. Do you guys kind of see this going this way, Caroline?
Oh yeah, well I see it going this way, but we've had this discussion before. I don't think I'm ready. It hasn't even been 2 years yet. I don't think I'm ready. I would probably buy something that had more oomph to it, though. Better processor, higher res. I think a Pro is more likely. I don't think they're going to do that Lite either. I think that's kind of dumb at this point. Are we going to answer the 3DS question next?
If you want to.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's just there. I didn't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just like the way you said it.
Did we say Kevin's question completely?
Yes.
Okay. I think the 3DS is dead. I think there's literally only 3 games that I've got that are of note that are coming out and have not come out yet. The second Mario and Luigi remake, Etrian Odyssey Nexus, which has been out in Japan for some time. It's just getting North America. There's one more, and I can't remember. Oh, Kirby Extra Epic Yarn or whatever it is.
And I was just about to say that these are ports. These are games we've been waiting on for a while. Like we know of nothing that's new game in development that's marquee at all. So I kind of think 3DS is dead. What do you think, Jason?
Well, the 3DS can't be put to pasture until the game that needs to come to all consoles, all SKUs, all devices has come, and that is Skyrim. Skyrim needs to come to 3DS, and once that happens, then we can be, it's on TI-83s. Then you're set. Otherwise, I don't even know what could I even say for a game when it comes to 3DS. I mean, I don't know.
But this is what we wanted. This is what we've wanted since the Switch started. And every time a new game was announced for 3DS, everybody's like, what are you guys doing? So this is one of those, like, I just don't know how you, like, celebrate the end of a console or a handheld or whatever. Like, it's difficult to do. Like, it's really hard to... Like, you need, like, a Viking funeral. I think we need to get, like, load up a boat or, like, a little canoe. Just, like, a flaming arrow, just set it out. I think that would be pretty sweet. Yeah. Here's the thing that I think is interesting. If this is real, this whole Pro thing, I think is interesting, because now Nintendo fans get to enter the conversation that Xbox and PlayStation fans have been having for the last little bit, which is, and I guess even with the new 3DS, it happened as well. There's that weird balance of, you got to make it powerful enough to justify the purchase, but it can't be like too powerful so that like now the people who bought the original one are there with like this really crappy set of hardware that barely runs games because everything's optimized for the more powerful thing. So I think everybody just has to kind of be careful what you wish for. Like in the world of I want something more powerful, like it takes some clever planning and execution to make it work for everybody.
You can't alienate all of your install base. And,
I think Nintendo's so far behind the power line that that's not really an issue.
The Pro is how you get Virtual Console. That's
good.
Nobody else gets Virtual Console, only the new one.
I would be excited for this side of the game, but remember how I was like, guys, Christmas coming, I'm gonna have that sweet gaming fun again. Nope, my gaming fun, I went into my car. So
The brakes, dang
brakes
it.
and all the things. So and I'm not buying anything until August.
At least you got Smash.
At least I got Smash, right?
Yeah, Smash.
Been playing, so my what you playing will be easy. Sure.
As for the form factor, though, I think like they're all going to be the same. Like when we really look at the past different, like the DS Lite and all the different things, like everything still works together. You're not going to have something that won't be able to dock into something else. I think the way they sell it might be different. It might be it doesn't come with a dock, or it doesn't come with Joy-Cons, or it doesn't come with a power supply, or something like that. I could see them mixing that sort of thing up. But in terms of Joy-Cons, still need to come off of the thing. It still has to dock if you wanted to.
It's called the Switch.
Right.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. So if they like, I hated Packers. Hate is a strong word, but I just didn't think that prediction made a whole lot of sense. It's called Switch. Why would they release anything that doesn't Switch? Unless they released a Switch like under a different name. So if they called it a Switch, if they released a Switch that played Switch games and they called it the Game Boy, but it was basically just a Switch that played the Switch's library, I would understand. But yeah, okay.
Good.
We're going to acknowledge the fact that there are rumors around the internet about a Nintendo Direct. Now, I put this in here like...
I've missed all of this.
So when I said, do we want to acknowledge it, I was really... It's interesting because we talked about this 2 weeks ago. We said that there's typically a Direct in January. We're sure everybody's going to start talking about it, and sure enough, everybody started talking about it. We're seeing Games Radar and all these people claim sources, multiple sources, about having a Nintendo Direct insight knowledge, and we know where this leads to. It leads to the internet saying a bunch of Nintendo names over and over and over again, and ultimately being let down when
UN Squadron.
Exactly. Rogue Squadron. Pigman, like just you start
They're
saying
going to be
names.
those are the new Smash characters. The UN
Icarus,
Squadron.
just they all come. But yeah, we all think
Spider-Man's
there's a
in
Direct.
Smash.
There's a Direct coming. It's been a little bit since the Smash Direct.
It'd be awesome, actually.
There's one on the way. Caroline, do you have anything to say about the Direct?
Okay, I'm just going to read what I wrote because I basically got on a tangent on the show notes. I am 99% sure it's happening because I called it. January Direct always happens, or at least it's happened for like the past 2 years at least in recent memory. I think that's about right.
That's interesting because I went and looked it up. As I like to do, I like to bring the facts and bring the numbers. So here are the facts.
Yeah.
In 2013, we had a Direct in January. We actually had two of them.
What was the second one? All right,
We had Wii U and Virtual Console, and then there was a Direct for Animal Crossing. And these are North American Directs. In 14, the Winter Direct was in February.
Ooh.
In 15,
But was that a leap year? That had been a leap year.
In 2015, the Direct was in January.
Oh.
In 2016, we had a Direct in December and February.
we did
In 2017, we had two Directs in January. And last year, we had two Directs in January.
Wait. 2017 had two?
Yep. There's two of them, two North American Directs. I think one of them was Fire Emblem. Off the top of my head. I don't have it up anymore, but I think one of them off the top of my head was
2017,
Fire
no
Emblem
way.
Direct. Maybe it was Warriors. But
Or was one of
again.
them like the Switch reveal? Is that what we're counting? That January 12th event or whatever
I
it
have
was?
to go look it up again. I just wrote down the
That
dates.
was. It was the Switch reveal for sure.
So anyway, yeah, there's a good chance that we have a Direct sometime in February or sometime in January or February. It's probably January. We all think it's January. I think it's January because there is literally not a Nintendo dated game beyond January 25th. We know there's games in 2019. We have 0 dates beyond January. So yeah, we're gonna have a Direct. They're gonna date some games.
Excuse me.
So I don't feel like called it or anybody tweeting. I don't feel like any of that has any weight because
I totally called it, you guys.
God, I know it.
I too.
Another news topic that we had dropped right before the show went live was that some data miners are claiming that they've uncovered some information on Super Smash Brothers' next DLC characters. So they've been combing through all the files. Now, here's the interesting thing. I don't want to spoil for anybody, so if you don't want to know anything at all, skip this part. However, I do want to tell you this. They didn't name the character. Okay? They've named it a game that the character's coming from. And the reason being is what they found is a bunch of file names. And these file names refer to characters that have already come through. So, for example, the labels that they had for fighters was Fighter Kind Jack. And Jack Frost is like the internal name that Atlas uses for Joker. And Fighter Kind Paku. Paku is piranha plant in Japanese. So, like, they're following the analogy, how this works. Here's what they found, Caroline, from Square Enix. Fighter Kind Brave.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
That makes sense.
that would be awesome. Oh,
I would have
should
a
have listened.
freaking... please.
So let me ask you,
the surprise.
Who's the character?
It's so real.
It has to be Tiz. Now, I want Adia really bad.
Do you think people are going to pay for these people?
I don't even know who these people are.
I'm with Jason.
Let me tell you. I found out that there's going to be a Bravely Default art book that's coming out next month, and I already pre-ordered it.
What's the fairy's name?
There's a niche fairy.
Fairy is her name? Fairy. Oh, yeah, I love it. Yeah.
So, I see... Adia is my favorite, and I think she's more iconic, but both she and Tiz made it to Bravely second. But I think Tiz is kind of like the flagship character, if that makes sense. But Adia is my girl.
Yeah.
Did you play it, Sean?
I did. I played about the same for both of them. I think I played maybe 25 hours in both and just kind of like fell off.
If you haven't played through the beginning, or if you haven't played through the first one, number one, you're saving yourself some grief. Number two,
that's what I hear.
You should at least do yourself a favor and like read through what happens to the end or watch a gameplay or something. I don't know. I think Agnes would probably be a very popular. I think Agnes would be very popular. I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, possibly. Not to ruin the
I don't know
Bravely Default or Bravely Second approach. And like I was wondering, could the Brave thing just be a code name for an Octopath character? Could that be a thing? But people have also speculated that Brave, which is a hero class in Dragon Quest XI, could be a Dragon Quest character as well.
No way.
You don't like that,
You
do
don't-
you?
You don't put Brave in there without it being a Bravely Default.
Remember,
Like Disney princess.
these are code names. So
Right.
like, if you were reading this and you did not know anything about Atlas, you would not have read Jack as Joker, right?
Right.
This is all speculation, but this is code. This is sourced. I'm reading it at GameRant.com. So if anybody wants to go see it, there's a bunch of different speculation about what it could be.
It's totally Bravely Default.
Has to be.
So there's lots of rumors of a Bravely Default like HD collection coming to Switch. I've heard about those. A new Brave game. They've been hinting and teasing their own like a return to Brave. So maybe that makes sense. I just
God, it's getting freaked out.
I don't think Bravely pops. And maybe it doesn't need to, but like Persona popped. I don't think Bravely pops. That's just me. I don't think like I'm thinking like on the hype to Kevin meter.
Does. I think it does. Donnie, I don't think you realize how big it is in Japan.
Yeah,
they have their
I think
own
it's a big deal.
concert.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They have like
That's why I let you run with it. I'm willing to give it to you. I would expect some backlash. I would hope that let's say this. It's a Bravely Default character. I would hope that announcement comes with the announcement of another character and that game. It needs something to pop it. I don't think they can do the Joker thing. I don't think they can show up and be like, Joker's coming to Smash. If they did that with Bravely Default, I think you're going to have some people be upset. I think you're going to hear and see a lot of that. I think you need something else added to that. You need the game. You need another character. Like that's a package deal, not a we're going to stand on this by itself.
Mm-hmm.
But
what if it's like Tiz and you is the Echo Fighter or something?
Yeah.
There you go. Something like that. I think
cool.
something like that. But
You kind of took over the Tiz position in the second game, and
that was
now
so
you got me.
off-putting to me. I
When you
love
said
Tiz.
that, I literally started feeling tears welling up in my eyes in excitement. Like, if this is legit.
I teased the crap out of Caroline before we started with this. And I was like, they named a game. She's like, do I know the game? I'm like, you know the game.
He's like, yeah, you know. And I'm like, ugh.
It's exciting. We'll see. Maybe. We don't have Piranha, and we don't even know a date. So I don't know what to think. I don't think, like, let's say this January Direct that we've been talking about to real. I don't know if they're ready to showcase another character. That's two characters we're still waiting on. Whether they're going to announce another character, I don't think so.
We get announcement for like the next character in maybe March or something.
Yeah, maybe. That's if, like Joker's out by then. We still don't know when Piranha Plant's coming.
I think Piranha Plant's coming in February around the Amiibo launch time.
So I think Piranha Plant's date could get announced this Direct. I think Joker's date could get announced next Direct. Maybe they drop a character, or maybe we don't get the other character until E3.
Our third character announcement at E3.
Yeah, that might be a thing. So
I'm just thinking in terms of a year from launch of the game.
Has anybody called Lightning? Anybody think Lightning's coming?
Final Fantasy?
Yeah, I think Lightning's coming. Calling it.
Calling it? That's your guess, Lightning?
Yeah.
That's the Final Fantasy character, though. So
I mean,
Chocobo,
the only
for Smash.
So when
also
we did
Ariana Grande and Mariah Carey.
When we did our Smash night, when we did Shag night, was it Tim? I can't even remember now. I want to say it was Tim. Forgive me, somebody, if I'm mistaking you, not mistaking you, if I'm mixing you up with somebody else. But Tim mentioned Leon. From Resident Evil. Mm-hmm. That's probably the best guess I've heard. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Well, then,
to get some Resident Evil folks in Smash,
that would be.
I could definitely see it.
Yeah, I can definitely see that too.
It's one of those, like, I can't believe he's not already in it.
Kinda.
Like, that's how good a guess that is. Yeah,
when we were chatting and they mentioned that, I was like, "Damn, that's good."
Yeah,
that's one of the best guesses I've ever seen. Especially if they did, like, somebody else. I would love a villain. I want to say Nemesis, but I don't think Nemesis would do it. But that's what I want to say. But if they just did, like, let's say if they did an Echo with him, and you could do Claire or Ada or something like that, that would be really good. So.
Oh yeah, you could swap them all out with Echo, Jill Valentine.
That's the fun stuff, Jill.
Yep.
You could have a lot of fun with it, but I would get so excited if they did, like, Leon and then
Zombie Dog.
Nemesis. That would be dope.
Oh yeah, we could do that too.
So anyway, Caroline, you excited for just remember that file name: Fighter, Kind, Brave.
Kind, Brave.
Let's get into our chat questions. Direct from you, Jason. Take it away.
We had a bunch, guys. First of all, thank you to everyone that answered Donnie's call, because Donnie was like, I got a fever, and the only prescription is Nintendo Chat questions, and people threw them at him. Like,
we're gonna have questions for, like, this show and, like, the next.
Yeah, we've got all these we're gonna do right now, and we've got a bunch in the hopper, as Kevin likes to say. Also, I love that people really took to our new hype meter here on Nintendo Shack, from hype to Kevin. I mean, it's really good. It's really good. It's very accurate.
We need to visualize that, Caroline. Can we do a visual scale?
Ooh.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh my god, it would be great. So we've had this one. We've had this one for a while, and we apologize we haven't gotten to it because it got kicked around and passed around and just pushed out. Like,
please understand,
Shafi. But will the GameCube controller ever be retired?
Hell no! It's the best controller that's ever been created.
That's not true. That's not true at all.
No, I believe so. I mean, like, this is basically the same thing. All right?
No, not at all. Nope. No. That's like saying every controller is the same.
Still one Z. There's two. Okay.
No.
Shut up. Anyway, no. It's amazing, and it just feels right in your hands. Does it make sense?
Ooh, it's a good.
I hate the analog buttons on it. I really much prefer the pro controllers.
I can't use
analog. Sorry, the triggers.
Like, it's so hard for me to do portable or any just like detached Joy-Cons or even the puppy dog, because this just feels.
I swear I'm the only person that I know that really doesn't mind using the Joy-Cons. It's like the longer it goes on, the more hate Joy-Cons get.
Yeah, I hate Joy-Cons.
I play with the Joy-Cons. They really don't bother me. I'm not saying it's like amazing, but it really doesn't bother me. It's fine.
I hate them.
But the Pro controller, the Pro controller's sweet. I give you that. I do love my Pro controller, and I'm happy to have one again.
let's face it. As long as Nintendo people keep buying them,
Yep.
why would they stop making them?
100%. I bought one. Barely even use it. Totally have it. Got a Pikachu one over there.
3DS
There.
Multiples.
dead. The 3DS is dead, and they're going to come out with a new 3DS this year, and people are going to buy it to put it on the shelf, like me.
I think some people will, sure. I will not. I'm done. I have the magnum opus behind me. It's there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I have it too. It's Budamus.
Sean, would you like to kick us off with the next question?
Oh, but I was in the okay. Yeah, I do. Oh yeah. Okay. Look at this. We've got a question from a handsome young man from Canada. Isn't it awful how you can't change your names on PlayStation? This is Ribo. Yeah, absolutely. Or you sort of can, but you lose all your stuff.
Mark
you know
Carabin?
what else is awful? God. Jason.
This is Ribo even know we have a show?
I don't know.
Okay, I think the question ultimately gets to, hey, friend codes suck. Remember when Reggie said that we're not going to have them on Switch? Is 2019 the year that we get rid of friend codes
I'm
on
so
Nintendo
glad
Switch?
that you asked this question and that you're here for me to debate you on it.
Let's do it.
Because you
Friend
said
codes
this
suck.
question, and I agree with you, friend codes suck, but I haven't used a friend code or looked at a friend code in ages. I know they're there. So, like, is this like just a war to make them eliminated completely? Because I know
No,
they're
just-
there,
just so that
but
people
I don't
can, like,
use it
look-
at all. Like, you can connect to people through your phone, through the apps, through Twitter, through Facebook, through your NNID. Like, there's so many different ways to add friends to your console. Like,
I agree.
what does it
I
matter?
agree. I think the connection to the social media things is really cool in the way that of like if you wanted to just fill out your friends list, like you get your thing, you connect to Twitter, you connect to Facebook, and you're like, oh look, these guys all have it, so I'm gonna send out a friend request. I think that's really great. But say I'm streaming or I'm out and about, I'm walking my dog, playing the Switch because that's what the commercials tell me I should be doing.
Sure.
And somebody walks up to me and says, like, I want to be friends with you on Switch. Like, do we have to first
Follow
connect
me
on
on
Twitter? And then, yeah, like, is that or here's my friend code? Like, it's the direct kind of like,
Sean, let me ask you a question. What's your PSN name?
no, I don't want to talk. PSN's awful too.
But, so
That's
what
not
I
the
wanted to
bar.
ask you was, would you rather say, "Hey, just follow me on Twitter," or "Here's my PSN name"?
I think in binary, my Switch code actually does spell it awesome schlong. That doesn't make any sense at all. What a stupid the PlayStation Network. Don't even get me started.
I think it's
awful.
weird. I would much rather have somebody like look me up on Twitter than me and I'm saying this as a whole, than gamers start explaining their gamer names, their gamer tags to people. Because I got quite a few friends on the Xbox Live and the Nintendo Switch, and we don't pick the best gamer names. It's like you're sitting there with a colleague, you see they have a Switch, and you're like, oh, that's cool, let's friends, let's play Splatoon together. Cool, what's your
Rude
name?
Boy
Hot
7520.
Babe
Okay, so-
69. Like,
I'll concede
no!
that. I'll concede that. It's a little weird. It's also very embarrassing if you ever have to like call into
Yeah,
support.
I'd much rather
And be-
just follow me on
like it's
Twitter.
really.
Yes, Mr. Capri, can I just have your PSN name, please?
Can I give you my email instead?
Awesome.
Okay, so you know what was really cool actually when on the Wii U when you were trying to connect the gamepad to the console and it gave you like the card.
Yeah, clubs.
Clubs.
Diamond Heart. That was neat.
I thought that was kind of cool too. I think that would be really interesting if you could have like a temporary like
That's
set
kind of what
of
Smash does with the Smash Room, right? Like you set a code on it. It's not the symbols, but it's basically the same thing. You have a 4-digit number and you type it in, and it lets you.
That would be
use the room.
cool.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
See, I just want them to actually do something more with the app. Make the app like this full-blown social device where you can have your friends list on the app. I could send messages. You could chat on the app too.
Does
And
everybody
then
realize Jason's just describing Miiverse?
it would connect.
He's just sitting there saying, "Oh, it's
so you
Miiverse."
can add friends from your Facebook or from your Twitter on there.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
they
you wouldn't
did
be
that.
posting. It would just be.
They did
Yeah,
that.
but I want to be able to do it on my phone too because I don't want to have to do it on my console. Because there's no way I can't add a friend unless I'm on the console. There's no other way for me to do that. And
Miiverse had an app. Everybody hated it, and I remember in 2013, everybody was like, "Why are you doing this? Why don't you let us use Twitter?" Now it's 2018, you let us use Twitter. Why don't we have we need a separate thing?
Well, let me add friends through Twitter then. Just let me add friends instead of on the console.
I got you. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That
I
makes
would
sense.
be all for bringing Miiverse back. I miss the
I would
drawings.
too.
I miss the drawings.
I like Miiverse.
You missed all the Peni, huh?
Hey, at least the Splatoon thing still had the drawings available.
Yeah, the greatest idea. Hey, we're gonna make a Smash Brothers stage, and it's gonna import your pictures from Miiverse.
Oh,
This
no.
will be a great idea. People won't exploit this at all.
Do like the Game Boy printer, like have it take a picture of your face and just like
Yes.
dot matrix all over your face. That would be awesome.
I'll take the next
Name
one.
of the episode.
So this one is an interesting one because I think the answer is really easy, so we're going to kind of adjust it. But Kyle asked, if we had to delay either Pokemon, Animal Crossing, or Fire Emblem out of 2019, which is the best to delay and why? Now, before we answer, I think would we all answer Pokemon out of those three?
Yes.
Oh God, really? What? What?
So Sean, you
Are
would
you
not
nuts?
answer Pokemon.
Not even a little bit.
Okay, explain. Go.
No, never delay Pokemon. Delay Fire Emblem. People are still playing 16 Fire Emblems that came out in the last 3 years.
I think people
That
are
is-
still playing Pokemon Let's Go. That
doesn't matter.
Pharaoh's
No,
gonna
this-
murder you through the
They're
internet.
playing Pokemon
I-
Go on their phone. Like,
Guys,
there's a
and
lot
I
of
love-
Pokemon.
I love Fire Emblem. I cannot wait for Fire Emblem. And I'm not probably won't even be playing Pokemon. I'm just saying from like if I ran Nintendo, like in this magical world, like if I ran Nintendo, subscribe, iTunes, Google Play. Rate 5 stars.
To be clear, the question isn't what is in Nintendo's best interest. The question is merely if we had to pick one to kill out of those three, which one would it be?
Oh, well, like for my own personal, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Pokemon,
Pokemon.
right? So
Yeah,
then, so
see?
Okay,
here
okay, I'm
comes the
with you
question then is, if we had to, I don't know the best way to do this.
think it would be
Do we just
crazy.
pick between the two, or do we add in like an awesome third option? So like, do we add in Metroid, or let's just say the third option was like Zelda Collection. There's Zelda Collection, Animal Crossing, Fire Emblem.
No, still care about Pokemon less.
We have to have Animal Crossing.
Excite Bike Labo.
I would rather delay or get rid of a Zelda collection for new Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Animal Crossing, I think, is the.
Oh, this would be fun. We should do like a tournament bracket kind of thing, where you pair up different
Nintendo's
games. You have
best
like
franchises?
16, yeah, and you got it. You got to kill
It's a
'em.
March Madness
Kill 'em
idea.
all.
We'll
Yeah,
do that.
totally.
We'll partner up and do that.
Write it down.
Jack Madness. We'll
Write
do
down.
it.
I love it.
Before we move on, Fire Emblem is the one that I'd want to keep above all. I like Animal Crossing. I'm excited to play it, but I've been waiting for Fire Emblem long enough.
I feel like I need to be clear. I'm sorry to interrupt. I feel like I need to be clear. Of those games, that's the only one I'll be buying.
Oh,
I don't. Well, Chelsea will be getting Animal Crossing.
I was saying-
I'll be tapping into that one.
Animal Crossing will be in your house. So.
And you're right.
I feel like Sean will play it too.
Like, look, we got the
Let's do
3DS,
the
the limited edition
do
3DS right
the
over
family
there.
share thing.
Here's
You
the
can play
thing. Here's the thing that I've noticed about, and it's not just Sean, but definitely Sean fits in this. But really, lots of gamers, right? Especially podcasters, people that have shows, when they open up their computer and their phone every day, and they see thousands of people playing something, they're gonna play it.
Yeah.
So Sean's gonna open up his computer.
I've avoided Smash
in
though. I
like
haven't- I haven't
December
done Smash yet.
4th, and he's just gonna have a flood of Animal Crossing things.
How have you
And
avoided
Megadad's gonna talk about it, and Bobby's gonna
baby.
talk, and we're gonna talk about it, and everybody's gonna be talking.
Bobby's going to keep talking about
We're
it.
just gonna keep
and
talking about Animal
talking about
Crossing, and eventually Sean will relent. And he's like, "I gotta play. I just
I
gotta
don't
play
know,
Animal
guys.
Crossing."
I don't know.
And Chelsea's going to be talking about it. And she's
Yeah.
like, oh, wait, you don't
He'll
have
play.
the game.
He'll
Never
play.
mind.
He'll play.
Bye, Sean.
Oh,
Go
we'll
to
see.
bed.
Depends on what they do with it. I don't know. And like, we just say like that Animal Crossing is coming out this year. We don't know anything about it. Like, and to be honest with you, like if it's just a
We
new
don't.
Leaf on Switch, like I don't know if I need that.
I still buy it. I still play it for 400 hours.
And God
You
bless
know
your
what,
soul.
Caroline? Let me
God
ask you this. I saw this twice this week, and it made me think of you. And before I say this, don't be offended, because it made me think of you because I wanted to bounce this off. I wanted to bounce this off of you. All right, so don't be offended. What is with it and Animal Crossing fans that like wear the hours that they've played the game as like a badge of honor? I don't know any other game where the actual headline. There was a headline this week. I think it was in Kotaku that some
Yeah, I saw
grandma
this.
played it for like
Yeah.
2 hours
Every day.
Yeah, and then like I was seeing Twitter and so many people like I play this game for 800. Like I don't see. I don't.
do that.
Nobody in Red Dead, The Witcher. Like I don't see anybody else be like I play this game for 400
it's
hours.
more-
Oh yeah, I played it for 500. Like there's like this.
I think World of
war
Warcraft is
Animal
kind of like that.
Crossing
Hear me out.
fandom.
I don't do that. I just use it as just like a level of, by the way, this consumes my life 100%.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to think. I don't, and that's why I said don't be offended.
I
One,
don't
I'm
care
not saying you're
about
doing it,
I
but there's
do
also
care about
like
how many
a.
hours I put into Xenoblade 2, by the way.
There's like a comparison of whose life is most consumed, which kind of all leads back to it. It's
At
weird.
least I have a real life outside of it. Like, I don't like to think that I do because I want to be playing more, but yeah.
It's just weird. I just thought it was weird. I've noticed it, and I was like, why is it the Animal Crossing does this?
Good
Is
call
it because you don't reach an end screen, so people have to like bring
It's like
up...
who wins at Life Sim the most?
Kinda. Do people do that in like The Sims? Do they talk about how long they played The Sims?
No,
That's a weird thing. That's a weird thing, isn't it?
I don't know. Maybe it's just something that you've like noticed, and now you need to be aware of it for other titles.
Maybe so. I definitely remember talking about how much I played like Zelda, but that was more of a let me explain to you like how big the game is. You know, like I was trying to convey like how much time I had played to beat it, not as in my time is, you know, more invested than your time.
But being bored with it is maybe after like a year and a half, 2 years. Like that's how long I get out of an Animal Crossing game for real.
So there
Maybe
you go,
the
guys.
new Animal Crossing will be so great that parents will be bragging about how many like graduations they missed or like
Exactly.
big life moments.
Thank you for going down that road because I was like, it's a weird thing that people do that.
Yeah.
So
I
anyway,
see my son's bar mitzvah.
next question. With all the talk of Nintendo no longer doing classic consoles and everybody wanting a Game Boy Classic, one, I didn't even know that was a thing, by the way.
Oh my God, yes.
I was wondering, what if Nintendo creates a new handheld that replaces the 3DS line, is backwards compatible to the DS and 3DS library, hooks into Nintendo Online via the mobile app, offers access to a library of Game Boy and GBA games, a la like the NES flicks, like the online stuff. Would people buy it? Would you buy it? Would it be successful? Would it be
Callow will
digital
buy it right
only?
now.
Like, there's so many questions. This comes from Tim over, I would say Nintendo Dad's Land because he moderates their Discord. But yeah, Tim Off, he's great. What do you think, Sean? Game
Absolutely.
Boy Classic digital thing?
Yes, absolutely. And I would love for Nintendo to once again just prove Sony that there is a market here. I love that they've been able to kind of manage the hybrid thing with Switch, and that kind of walks the line where Sony said that the Vita wasn't successful because mobile had kind of taken over that market. But I would absolutely love for Nintendo to come up with this really cool way that doesn't impede on what the Switch's territory at all. It's totally separate. It's totally nostalgia driven. Gives you all the things that you wanted out of the Switch. You're not going to get, but it kind of lands over there. Yes, good God, yes. I think that would be amazing. I would buy 3.
Jason?
So it's a new portable handheld. That's what
It's a
we're saying.
portable
so you get new
handheld.
software as well,
Yeah.
and then be compatible with all this old stuff as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how it exists.
Don't get all rational on me.
because I'm feeling like that's going to be. It's just going to eat the other hardware. I don't think I'd buy it because the Switch is my portable. I don't have room for 2 portables, and I don't want to play the old stuff. I don't even touch my 3. Now that we don't golf, my 3DS I don't even know where my 3DS is again. So, no desire. I don't want to play any old Game Boy stuff. I have a Game Boy Color that hasn't been touched in 15, 20 years. I have an original DS that hasn't been touched in 10 years. No.
Stop it, Jason. We need things that come in like different colors and different like schemes and everything. Like limited edition.
I'm anti-consumer, Sean.
I know, but you're being way too. Because as soon as you say you're like, I don't know if I need that. I'm like, you know what? He's making a lot of sense. So I'm like, stop it. That is way too rational.
Say people are like,
This is
"Why are we
Nintendo we're talking about.
They're not making these games for the Switch because we got the 3DS.
you know,
But I feel like if it was
Sure.
still kind of like looking backwards and like it's this, I don't know, it could be like an indie machine as well. I don't know. I just want something that's
Switch is
also.
a machine already.
Yeah. Yeah. The Switch
I
is
just don't know.
the
I just don't know what games you put on it. I mean, what's your target game demographic on there?
All right, so I'm
Booyah
with you,
games.
Jason. I wouldn't want if they're going to do any of this. I just want it on a Switch. So I'm with you. That's kind of the thing that I'm thinking about. However, to do this correctly, if it plays 3DS games, then it basically has to be a 3DS because you have to have dual screens. You can't do it like in a Game Boy form factor.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking a 3DS with much better screens.
So a new.
Right. Don't call it
3DS.
that, but yes, definitely a 3DS style console, a clamshell console with like let's say like a Vita-like screen that played all 3DS games, had this NES on or had Nintendo Online built into it. You lose me, Sean, with a storefront. I don't want a storefront. I literally want this thing to be it plays your 3DS games, it plays your DS games, it's built off that same stuff, but they're beautiful. They're HD-ish now because we have this bright screens. And we have this online service. If you're already a Switch owner, you already have it. Here's, 300 games that are on it day one. If they sold it really cheap, I might be interested. but I'm kind of with Jason here. What do you think, Caroline?
I want the full thing. 2 screens, clamshell. Call it the Nintendo Palm or the Nintendo Pocket or something.
Nintendo Palm Pilot. Oh man.
I want a slot for Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance. I want a slot for DS and 3DS cards.
Like a Retron,
yeah.
Available for folks that have all of their physicals still. Or if you would like, you can buy any game that has ever been produced. I guess Nintendo first party, whatever they've got the license for, on an eShop-ish.
I get now coming back to real life here because I was being a little silly, to be honest with you before. But I want a system I can give to Lincoln. Like when he's 3, 4, I want to give him I don't want to give him a Switch. To be honest with you. I don't want him to
give him a 3DS.
I want to give him a 2DS or something like that. So I just don't know if the 2DS is going to be around or 3DS is going to be around in a couple years to buy. So do I have to buy one now and just kind of like tuck it away for a little bit? It would be really interesting to see a bit of a roadmap. Like in all seriousness, it would be interesting to see roadmap from Nintendo on like what is going to replace that. Because I feel like it's inevitable that there will be another pillar, that there will be Switch and that will continue on. And I don't know that they can really go back from the hybrid thing. So the future is really interesting for what the console / handheld thing is going to be versus dedicated one or the other. Like, can they go to a dedicated console?
I think their hybrid is their hardware pillar, and their secondary pillar that used to be their portable space is now mobile.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that makes me real sad. It makes me like so sad. I like my mind just blocks it out completely. Like I don't want to accept that reality. But you're probably right.
I think if they leaned into mobile more, think about it. If they got a Zelda on mobile, if they did a better Animal Crossing on mobile, like if they really leaned into mobile more, there's a lot of money to be had. Like they've proven that. Fire Emblem Heroes was a big hit. They just got to have more Fire Emblem Heroes, and I think they can. But I think it requires Nintendo making mobile games, not Nintendo hiring and buying companies that make.
Yeah, Mario Kart's going to be. People are forgetting Mario Kart's coming.
Mario Kart's coming. It's going to be big.
Yep.
Gyro-controlled mobile Mario Kart.
Now I really want one. I want a physical.
But will you take it out of the box? That is the question.
So my issue with this kind of ultimately is that he's describing a 3DS. It's all here. The 3DS has Virtual Console. It has those NES games. It has those DS games.
It ability to do hard
GBA games.
But it does have the ability to do hard carts, though.
It does to DS, just not before DS.
Only.
Right, but it has virtual support for most everything else.
Give me what we had for the DS, but moved up for 3DS, where you had that GB slot. I think it did only play GBA games, or could you put any Game Boy games in there? I can't remember.
I don't remember. But
anyway,
I don't think there's a huge market for that either. I hear you from the collector side, but how many of them? I mean,
for somebody that has those things,
who's that person?
Wants to retro play. Okay, so if we're just talking about like a classic, like in the classic series, I think if you make a collection of, just an old Game Boy, but do it all digitally.
I think that sells more.
Yeah. I think that's possible. The Game
Boy
Boy
did like
classic.
a GBA Color Classic, and it just came with 50 GBA games and Game Boy games and all this stuff. And you couldn't put anything else on it. It didn't have online. It was just a classic console. You pop 2 AA batteries in the back of that bad boy, and you can play it.
You put 100. You put
you're selling yourself short, man. You got to do the Game Boy first, and then you get to the Game Boy. Maybe you do the Pocket version, you do the color version. Like you're all these different.
I'm trying to hit it big with one shot.
I know. There's no way that's happening.
That's it.
I'm
all. That is it, by the way. I said that's it. None of that. I'm looking at the notes. That's it. That's our question.
That is it.
We did it.
You're right. We did it. Hey. We made it. We survived. We got to the end. The show didn't blow up again. Carol's internet. It was all about that door. The door and the antenna.
You got those router sticks pointing in the right direction.
Router sticks.
Working.
Sean, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys. This was awesome. Yeah, you too.
Thanks for the help, Canadian.
Yeah, thanks.
Anytime.
For the call, man. It was a blast.
Make me a sandwich.
I mean, Donnie called you the help.
I don't think I ever called him the help. What?
He called him the Canadian help.
I never said that.
Hope you like maple syrup and cheese.
No, I did not. I never said that.
So good.
I'm really enjoying this. You guys are floundering. It's awesome.
Or maybe Jason said that.
I say all the things. That's going to do it for the Nintendo Shock this week. Thank you guys for sticking with us in the live show. It was an adventure, so we appreciate that. Thank you for listening at home. Give us an iTunes review, or if you're feeling really, 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 really like confused and conflicted about life, if you go to patreon.com/PSVG, you'll find all the answers. It'll help you level up. And we've got cool things like the PSVG DLC that's coming out. All this exclusive Patreon-backed goodness that you can get that you can't get anywhere else. And you know what? Just come back for more Nintendo shit.
Good night, Koopalings.
Jason!
John!
I was waiting for the